for your feminine side and the way that you work with the males in your life to feel a little sublimated, almost like you were, underneath the thumb of someone, some, male figure in your life. So I think this is going to pass in April. So in terms of, when is the baby due? August. Well, in terms of the baby, at that point, you're going to be feeling much more, much better about the inner part of yourself, the feminine part of yourself. And can the male person or the breadwinner in the family perhaps be someone other than yourself?
Oh, sure.
I think you have to let that go and let that person do it and trust that it's going to happen.
Okay. Great.
Okay, thank you for calling. We are at 9:15. We do have an open line now at 241-1310. We've got 3 other calls from Mary Michele. We will get to them in exactly 40 seconds.
Just in time, Pins and Needles, conveniently located at 161 Main Street in Mount Kisco. Pins and Needles is stocked with the finest assortment of fabrics, notions, patterns, quilting supplies, and more, featuring Bernina sewing machines and accessories for quality that lasts. All your crafting and sewing supplies can be found under one roof, even sewing lessons from beginner to advanced. For all of northern Westchester County, Pins and Needles, 161 Main Street in Mount Kisco. Open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 6, Thursdays until 9 p.m. Pins and Needles. Call today, 666-0824. That's 666-0824.
All right, we're back with Mary Michele taking your calls at 241-1310. Betty is watching on Cable Channel 12 over in Bedford Hills. Her date of birth is July 27th, 1942. Good morning, Betty. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning.
Hi, Betty. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
You are. It's funny because you also were born at the full moon. You were born with the sun in Leo and the moon in Aquarius. Mercury in Cancer, Venus in Cancer. Did you have a particular question?
Well, I just wanted to know what this year's going to be like. Last year wasn't so good.
Okay, let's see. Well, the sun in Leo, you're someone that is very good at working with children or, working with people in an environment where you can be a little bit center stage. What kind of, do you work?
Yes, I do, and I do work with children.
Oh, great. Okay, so I think that this is something that you will continue to do when the middle of January, the planet Uranus goes into the sign of Aquarius on the 12th. So when that happens, you are going to have more enlightenment about the feminine part of your life. In as much as it's going to be, the planet Uranus will be conjunct your moon, and the moon is the feminine. So you're going to have a totally different way of looking at the way that you work within the feminine structure. So I would think in terms of working with children, if you want to continue doing that, you will come up with new ideas. I would imagine one of the things for the past year might have been the fact that you just don't think things are very exciting.
Right.
Yeah. It's going to get a whole lot more exciting. And don't be a little careful what you wish for, because it's going to be a lot of excitement probably after the 14th of January. But really, you'll feel it more in the fall. There'll be a lot of a change, a big change, and a lot of it will be good. But, change is something that's difficult as we get older to adjust to. So have I answered your question?
Yeah, pretty much so. Do you know how my finances are going to be this year?
Again, I think things will come to you not where you expect it. Money will come to you in ways that is just very, very unusual. Anything to do with services around the home would be something that would be a good way for money to come to you.
Okay. Well, thank you, and Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year to you, Betty. Randolph is on line 2. Randolph calling from Usling, if I'm not mistaken. He called last week, August 10th, 1934. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Randolph.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Prosperity and peace. The last one, it'll help the first two.
I'm sorry?
I say with the last one, the peace, that'll help you with the prosperity and the health.
Oh, well, thank you. The same to you. Tell me, Randolph, did you have a particular question?
Yes, I did.
Okay, could you tell me what it is?
I'm a little concerned about job-wise. I think I had an offer for a possibility of a job.
You
I'm concerned about whether that would do me more harm than good, since I'm on a fixed income, you know?
I think the thing is that you can't stifle your creativity. And, work is the way, work isn't always about money. Work is about getting out of your own space. It's about instead of looking inward, you look outwards.
Yeah.
Work gets you in with people. It gets you moving. It gets your juices flowing. It makes you think about things in a different way. Whereas when you spend a lot of time by yourself, having done a lot of this myself, I can tell you, it's very difficult to not start thinking too much about yourself and about the problems. I really feel with all these planets in Leo that you need to get going. You need to get out there, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Rosemary is on line 4, and we do have one open line now at 241-1310. We've got 5 calls waiting also. So Rosemary's date of birth is November 27th, 1925, and Rosemary's listening on 1310 a.m. in the town of Bedford. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Rosemary. Did you have a particular question?
Yes, 1994 wasn't very good for my health, and we've had a death in the family. I'm just wondering if my health will be any better and if things will be better.
Okay, you have the sun in Sagittarius, as you know. 11/27/25, right?
Yes.
Okay, you have the moon in Taurus. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this before, but the moon in Taurus is where you get what you need. It's the best place for the moon. I think you have to go back into yourself a little bit, spend a little quiet time. The reverse of the person that just called. You have to, the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a sign that likes to, that needs things to believe in and will go and search for larger concepts, larger ideas. Now, this can relate to things like long-distance travel, philosophy, religion, the law, science. There are many, many different ways with the sign of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter that rules it for you to find enlightenment, so to speak. And with the moon in Taurus, you have a healthy base. There's a good sense of security. Whatever monies you may need or, whatever groceries you forgot at the store, somehow you'll make do. So I think you have to look inward and find a little bit more what it is that you need exactly. And even if sometimes things might come up that you don't like about yourself, observe them and realize that we all have things about ourselves that we don't like.
I'm concerned about my health, though.
Your health. But you see, this all relates to your health. Your health is something that you have to get into a frame of mind where you see it from a more... I'm not saying that... I'm not a doctor, okay? I can't say exactly physically what's going to happen with your health, but I think that if you change the way you think, and Sagittarius is a sign that has a lot to think about. It enjoys thinking, it enjoys traveling, it enjoys, new experiences. So you just have to try these things that I mentioned, and I think that'll help your health. Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you. And we do have an open line again at 241-1310. If you want to talk to Mary Michele, number to call is 241-1310. We're going to be back with Mary, with Maureen, and with Ann coming up just a couple seconds away. Right now, this word at WVIP.
Inspire creativity this winter with a visit to Janet's Planet Art. Located at 10 Woodsbridge Road in Katona, Planet Art is bursting with all kinds of project ideas to keep your little ones happy this cold season. Filled with beads, jewelry-making supplies, craft materials, as well as required high school art supplies. Give Janet a call at 232-4765 or stop in. She would love to plan your next birthday party. And don't forget to sign up for her monthly workshops. Janet's Planet Art, 10 Woodsbridge Road in Katona, 232-4765, is an official sponsor of Operation Snowbird.
And welcome back. This is Mike Sarnoff along with Mary Michele taking your calls on astrology at 241-1310. Watching on cable channel 12 over in Yorktown Heights is Mary. Mary's date of birth is July 2nd, 1924. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning and a Happy New Year to you.
The same to you, Mary. Did you have a particular question?
Yeah, what's in store for me in 96?
Okay. Okay, this year, this is just a little aside. It's the Chinese New Year of the rat, which I believe will happen in February. You know, they celebrate the New Year at a different time than we do, Chinese and Japanese. You were born in the year of the rat. So always when the rat year comes around, it's when we have greater potential. Things happen for us in a better way. Okay, so you were born with the sun in Cancer, the moon in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer, Venus in Cancer. There's a lot of water in your chart. Are you a mother?
Retired widow.
Retired widow.
I'm a mother of 2 big boys.
2 big boys. Do you have grandchildren?
1, yes.
Mm-hmm. You're someone that works, your kind of reason for being in many ways is nurturing. You like to take care of people. And I think that the last 5 years has been a time when perhaps you haven't felt as useful.
Yes.
So I want you to know that you're on the upswing. There was a new beginning kind of that happened in 1992. There were shifts, but it's going to be another year of you working towards finding your niche at nurturing again. But you will do it, and nurturing is very, very important for you.
Yes.
I think that, do you work with people? Do you get out? Do you go play games, or do you...
Oh, yeah, I go to nutrition every day.
Good. Okay. Well, I think that you're going to find more and more opportunity to be with people there that you can nurture and take care of. Now, the main thing with cancers, the sign of Cancer, is they have to remember to nurture themselves. So you have to take care of yourself, and then you will be able to take care of others, and you'll have a greater sense of purpose.
Oh, good.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thanks
Mary,
for calling.
thank you. Happy New Year to you. Maureen is patiently waiting. Let us see where she... Oh, hold on. I guess Maureen hung up. Let's get to... Ann, is this you? Ann from Mount Kisco?
Yes.
Okay, date of birth is June 10th, 1933. Almost Cancer people are calling today.
Okay, June 10th, 1933. Did you have a particular question?
Oh, hello, Mary. I'm interested in information about a relationship.
Okay. June 10th, 1933. You were born with the sun in Gemini, the moon in Capricorn, Mercury in Cancer, Venus in Cancer. Right at the moment, the indication would be that perhaps you are a little concerned. Do you work?
I'm retired.
You're retired. Let's see. Is the relationship something that exists already? Is it something that you're involved with?
Well, yes, there is one.
Okay, well, you have Mars and Jupiter in the sign, and Neptune in the sign of Virgo. So in terms of being this relationship, is it something that the other person is aware of?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. I think that in terms of having the relationship work better, you're going to be the one that's going to create the initiative this year. Now, I think you're going to be able to create the initiative to get the other person to understand how one has to make the effort. I think you'll perhaps break the barrier where it won't be so difficult to get this person to think about communicating with you, as well as the work that you do by, trying to communicate with them. Does this help? Is this valid? Does it make sense to you?
No, because there is a lot of communication. Maybe that's not the question.
Okay. It's just the sun sign Gemini and all these planets in Virgo. The indication is that you do worry about communication. It's a Mercury. Both signs are ruled by Mercury. Mercury's the planet of the mind. It's about talking, communicating, writing, little trips. Has any of this stuff jogged your mind to think of the question and more succinctly that you need to ask me?
Okay, I could ask you, will I do the traveling that I expect to do this year?
Yes, you will. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Let's get to line 1 where Maureen is calling from Peekskill, January 18th, 1953. 11853. Good morning, Maureen. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning.
Did you have a particular question?
Well, I've had a very disruptive year, and I was wondering how 96 would fare for me.
Okay, you have the sun in Capricorn, you have the moon in Pisces, you have Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Pisces, Mars in Pisces. It's really the last 2 years haven't been too good.
Right.
Yeah. April. There's gonna be a big shift in April. All of these planets in Pisces, the moon in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Mars in Pisces, these planets have been hit very heavily by the planet Saturn for the last 2 years. It's getting better, but you're going to feel much more relieved in April. Pisces is the sign that, there's just a tendency in so many areas of your life with all these planets in Pisces that you're giving out too much. That you probably feel like you're spread out in 30 different directions. The sun in Capricorn, needs structure, and you haven't had much. Was there a particular question? I don't remember what you said. Was there a particular question?
I was just hoping for a fine breakthrough, like in April sounds good to me, too.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely. And I think that, if you have any career questions, that those too will be resolved, in April.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for calling. We have an open line now at 241-1310, 241-1310. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Minnie is calling from Mount Kisco. Her date of birth is July 5th, my date of birth. She's a couple of years older, not that many, though, 1910. July 5, 1910. Good morning, Minnie. You're on with Mary Michele. Happy birthday to us.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Did you have a particular question, Minnie?
My health.
Your health, okay. July 5th, okay. Sun in Cancer, moon in Cancer. You were born at the new moon. This is Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Gemini. The new moon people are people that are very focused. Do you know what?
I'm a little hard of hearing.
You're hard of hearing? You can't hear me?
Well, sometimes, yeah.
I go in and out?
Yes.
I'm sorry, can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay. You are someone that has a lot of focus. With the sun and the moon both in the sign of Cancer, it means that you're very, very focused. I would be willing to bet that what kind of illness do you have?
Panic attacks.
Panic attacks. Okay, so it's kind of emotionally related, right? Cancer is the sign, it's ruled by water. And water is, of course, about the emotions. And with the sun and the moon and Mercury and Venus and Gemini, you have to talk about your fears. Do you try and do that? Do you try to verbalize and or write down?
I'm afraid to tell anybody.
Oh, well, you called me. This is a big breakthrough.
That was a milestone. I just, never did this before, so I'm a little nervous.
Well, remember that you did it, because this is something to be very proud of. The fact that you reached out and that you called me is something that you're going to be able to do more of. It's kind of accumulative. Once you start, you can do it again and again.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, if you need to call back, but I have to go. I'm sorry. Will you do that? Will you call me next week?
Yes.
Okay, do that.
Okay, and happy birthday again.
Happy birthday to you.
All righty. We have an open line now at 241-1310, 241-1310, if you would like to talk to Mary Michele, and we'll be back in 1 minute and 19 seconds.
It wasn't in the original designer's sketch, not from the architect's plan, but it's there all right. For 15 years, Westchester has loved the warm, cozy atmosphere at Kit and Caboodle. You feel it the moment you enter. The elegance and charm of its country inn atmosphere, its unique decor, and then, of course, there's the fireplace. All part of the special flavor of Kit and Caboodle. And the food? Well, that tells its own story of goodness. Those heavenly aromas are only an introduction to delicious things to come. Kit and Caboodle received a 4-star rating from the Gannett paper. Kit and Caboodle. Try the new additions to our menu's wide selection. Complete dinners from $7.95 to $16.95, and a lighter fare including oversized California salads. Kit and Caboodle features weekday dinner specials Monday through Thursday, only $12.95, complete with soup, salad, and coffee. Monday, whole-baked lobster. Tuesday, steak and shrimp scampi. Wednesday, New England clam bake. And Thursday, New York sirloin steak. So come and enjoy happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Kit and Caboodle, 443 Lexington Avenue in Mount Kisco. For reservations, phone 241-2440 today. That's 241-2440.
All right, let's get back to the phones now with Mary Michele at 241-1310. Lois is calling from Somers. She's watching on cable channel 12. Her date of birth is January 6, 1957. Good morning, Lois. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Lois. Did you have a particular question?
Not really. Just wondering what kind of a year to look forward to.
Okay, January 6th, 1957. Okay, you were born with the Sun in Capricorn, the Moon in Pisces, Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Sagittarius. Did you want to travel this year?
Yes.
It's a good time.
Good.
Okay.
Wonderful.
The Sun, Mercury in Capricorn, as I said earlier, the planet Jupiter is in the sign of Capricorn this year. So I think that finances will free up enough so you will be able to travel if that's something that you're very interested in doing. And I think that as of the middle of the year, in the spring, you're going to feel better about the feminine side of yourself. So, you'll have leaps and bounds in terms of the relationships that you're pursuing. I'm sorry I have to go.
But we have to wish her a happy birthday a day before her birthday.
Oh, yes, a very happy birthday to you. And have a good time on those trips.
I will. Thanks again.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele. This is Jen calling from Mount Kisco, watching on cable channel 12. Date of birth September 16th, 1975. Jen, you're on with Mary Michele.
Hi.
Hi there. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Okay. 9/16/75. Okay. You were born with the Sun in Virgo, the Moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Leo. Did you have a particular question?
Well, I'm going to college right now, but I'm not sure if that's where I should be or if that's the school I should even be in.
What are you studying?
Theater arts and mass communications.
You should stay in school. The question is, I don't know, how good is the program at the school that you are at?
Not all that great, but it's something.
Yeah. The thing is, you have the Moon in Aquarius, the Sun in Virgo, as I said, Venus in Leo. Okay, there's an opposition there between the Sun and the Moon. This month, the planet Uranus, as I've said a few times, is going into the sign of Aquarius, which rules television, radio, the airwaves, all that kind of thing. So there's going to be a big shift. And I think that if you work very hard where you are and also try to do a little research and figure out which would be the better school for you, it'll come to you, probably not until the first or second week in February, but you'll have a clearer picture if you keep working in that direction. And if you need to do a little internship, if you need to work at a radio station or TV station, that's a good idea. Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you. Jen, if you would like additional information on halfway decent schools, you can call us later. We'll be happy to tell you about that. All right, we're at 9:37 at AM 1310 and cable channel 12. Let's get to Somers again. Carolyn is calling. Carolyn's date of birth is November 1st, 1942, 11/1/42. Carolyn, you're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Mary Michele.
Hi there. How are you?
Okay.
Okay. Did you have a particular question?
Not really. I just like to know what 96 has for me.
Okay, you have the Sun in Scorpio, as you know. You have the Moon in Leo, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Libra. There's a hard angle between the Sun and the Moon, and which means that it's been difficult for you to get in touch with your inner side. Coupled with the fact that for the last 12 years, the planet Pluto's been going over your Sun, so it's not been an easy time. You've really had to do some research. Have you done some kind of therapy along the way, or has there been something that is, you've kind of done some internal soul searching?
Oh, there's been a lot.
Yeah. Okay, it should be pretty much over. You should have a better sense of direction of where it is that you want to go. Do you feel you do?
I hope so. The past few months have been a little difficult, and health-wise it has, in the family.
Right. I think the thing is that you have to stay focused on the family is terribly important, but the Scorpios are very hard workers. They can take care of everybody else and also do what they need to do. So your focus right now should be on pursuing that thing that you think is the thing you need to do. I'm sorry, I have to go. I hope I've been helpful.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling. It's now 9:39 at WVIP. Want to take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with Mary Michele right after that. We have one open line at 241-1310, 241-1310. We're going to be back with Josie in Yorktown in 1 minute.
Go figure. You wait weeks for an oil change coupon to turn up in the Sunday paper. Recycle old birthday cards. Heck, I know people who'll just about drive across state lines to save a few cents on a gallon of milk. But what about car insurance? With one 15-minute call to Geico, you could cut your rates by 15% or more. That's less time than you spend going to your bank's ATM to save $1. At Geico, you'll even get a line-by-line comparison with your current policy so you can see the savings. And our insurance professionals are ready to give you a quote or process a claim anytime you get the urge to pick up the phone. 24 hours a day. What's more, we offer renewal to over 98% of our customers every year. So what's stopping you? Call Geico at 1-800-841-3000 today. With the money you save, maybe you could treat yourself to a nice dinner at a place that doesn't accept coupons for a change. That's 1-800-841-3000. Geico, the sensible alternative.
Since Mary Michele has been here, we've gone up 4 degrees on the thermometer. It's 21 degrees now at Radio Circle. Let's get to Josie, who is watching on Cable Channel 12 over in Yorktown. Date of birth is January 10th, 1959. Josie, good morning. Happy New Year. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Mary Michele.
Did you have a particular question?
Well, I'm having a lot of stress in my life right now because of one of my parents being very ill. And I was just wondering if how that's going to turn out in 96.
Okay. You were born with the sun in Capricorn, as you know, and the moon in Aquarius. Is it your mother?
Yes.
Yeah. Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Aquarius. Okay, you have a Moon-Venus conjunction. Has your mother been kind of a little ahead of her time? Has she been someone that has kind of pushed you to do things that you didn't see, you didn't have the vision for, but you felt that she had some kind of vision about? Does that ring a bell for you?
She's very creative, and she's brought out a lot of my creativity, if that's any...
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what you mean.
Right. Well, it's just sometimes the words don't click exactly. I can't, reach exactly how you see her. But, with the moon, Venus, and Aquarius, there's something unusual about the way your mother sees things in the future and how she has been inspirational to you throughout your life. The middle of this month is going to be a time that there's going to be clarity around, your mother's health and so on. You're going to feel much more secure about whatever the decision may be, however she's going to decide to work things out for herself. Okay. These are not things that you have much control over. But this year is, in general, it's a good year for you. And if you need to travel, if you need to go somewhere, I think you might take a break. It'd be a good thing for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Let's get to line 4, where Marie is calling from Yorktown. Marie's date of birth is July 18th, 1931. You're on with Mary Michele. Good morning.
Good morning, Maria. How are you?
Good morning, Mary Michele. Yes, I'd just like to know. I'm having a little problems now, and I'd like to know what it is going to be for me in the future of 96. Will I get out of this within a couple of months or whatever?
Will you get out of what?
Out of the problems that I'm having right now.
Okay, you have the sun in Cancer, you have the moon in Virgo, you have Mercury in Leo, Venus in Cancer. Are you involved in a relationship that's giving you difficulty?
No.
No.
Oh, just money-wise and stuff like that, having a little problem right now, and I'd like to know if I'm going to pull out of this, or am I getting worse or better or whatever within a couple of months or whatever?
I think you're going to have to work hard. What, do you work right now?
No, I don't work.
Well, you're going to have to think hard. You're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to put a lot of effort into figuring out how to get out of these financial difficulties. But there is a lot of luck on your side with it. It's just that it's going to be... Are you dealing with people in authority that are giving you trouble?
Yes.
Yeah. You're going to have to figure out ways to get around them. You're going to have to pacify them. You're going to have to confront them. You're going to have to, just maneuver and think of ways. And you're very creative. You have a lot of creativity with this Mercury in Leo, so you should be able to think of ways. Don't give up. You will make it happen. Thanks for coming.
Okay,
calling.
thank you. And we will be back with Mary. You can laugh. It's okay. Not at the call, obviously, but
no.
Just, we got these calls. We're up to number 17. We're going to get to that just a couple of seconds away with Mary Michele. We have one open line at 241-1310, and we're going to be getting to